Hi guys, and welcome to this weekly stalker, which is suspension, or the hanged man. An energy we've been through before, so it will be interesting to see what message it brings with it this time. For those of you who do not know what the weekly stalker is, it is a collective reading I do following the weekly readings where I pick up on an energy that repeated itself, and this suspension showed up quite a lot. It even showed up in the center of the spread for like 3 or 4 signs. So this collective reading just is about figuring out what kind of message it brings with it. So you take what resonates and leave behind the rest. Never ever force it to fit. So yeah, it's a collective. Consider it like a message reading, right? So let's get to it. I hope you're doing well. Happy holidays and all of that. We will start by looking into the message in addition to suspension, right? Suspension, what is it about? Is it about taking a pause, looking at things from a different perspective? Stagnancy, right? It's being put on pause by circumstances where there's free will at play, and also a limit to free will, meaning that the circumstances, you cannot control the circumstances, but what you can control is how you react to those circumstances. That's where free will is at play. That's what the energy is about. But let's see what else. What message are you coming with here for the collective? Little suspension there. You are coming with Ace of Cups about love. Brand new opportunity in love. Can you give me more on that? Okay. And 5 of Cups. Of course it comes with a loss, but guess what? It comes with the 6 of Cups underneath the entire thing. So this is a reading about love. Or opening up your heart. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. That is so fun. Because last week we had the Chariot in as the stalk of the week, right? So give me a minute here. I'm going to throw out a context. Give me a context here. Give me a context, and then we have deep knowing. Oh, I said, all right, so it's gonna be fine. Serapinity and deep knowing. Good. You know what? I'm gonna throw out the Lenormand while we at it. There's a lot. It is really that simple to say that there is an emotional tie here that's very, very significant. It pulls a lot, but it's through this kind of a loss that your heart opens up. And it helps you to come into alignment with your own soul, and by doing that, you have a deep knowing of. I really see it as though, as though you are reuniting with yourself. So I was just showing here. This has Mars and Scorpio, Sun and Scorpio. It's a heavy water energy, right? And Chariot here, there's a lot of water. So is it an emotional energy? Absolutely emotional energy. Does it mean it is for all the water signs? No, it doesn't. But it is. It's the intuitive and emotional energy we are pulling upon, where things are being put on pause. An ending, oh dang it, this is not cool. Well, there is an ending here to a particular situation, possibly unrequited love, right? Unrequited love, but it does bring out a lot of shame, a lot of conflict. That's what is being brought up to the surface here, but it's because it's not meant to come with you. It's supposed to be let go. Again, this energy about the free will here, right? The thing is, it is a powerful energy, but it brings you into alignment with what is right for you. So, and you know this deep down if you were to listen, right? Its timing is right for this, and it's about to bring you into a more peaceful state. But with this 5 of Cups here, and with this here, I do sense a lot of tension, a lot of conflict, a lot of arguing about a confusion. There's a lot of shame, right? But again, here we go about the how the suspension works. We can not control our circumstances. We cannot control our environment completely. We cannot. It's pointless, basically, right? It's pointless. What you can control is how you react to it. So how are you reacting to it is the question. Are you shaming the person who did this to you, or are you shaming yourself? Are you accepting this loss? It is a heavy energy that you are in. But and it's because it's unrequited love. Okay, I cannot repeat myself here. Show me, how did it play out in the past? In the past, we have 9 of Wands. Oh, darlings. See, this is a situation. I feel as though we are dealing here with something that came towards you very, 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 very quickly, right? It started as quickly as it ended, or maybe not, but you know, it is something that had a lot of passion with it. It brought you into a very, very happy state, but it is, as we can see here, absolutely unrequited. If you listen to your heart, you would know it, and it is bringing peace with it, but it comes with this loss. You've been wounded here. You've been wounded in the past. But this wounding has also given you a lot of resilience, a lot of inner strength, and that is why you were able to go through this. You were able to sit in this loss and accept it. Oh, the snake. Yeah. Sorry, pardon me. It's yeah. There is someone here that came. This energy has a lot to do with someone here putting someone into their head, making them feel as though they are a victim because they took what they wanted, right? It's a very, very greedy energy. It's a very independent energy. It's similar to the Chariot, as we looked into you know, last week, when it is in its negative here, where there was a commitment issues. Two people were just not in alignment here. In the present situation, we do see an opportunity here of deciding to learn from this situation, using this as a lesson, which is also what suspension is about. Is it being put into a position not by your free will per se, but then using it, turning it into something constructive, having a positive outlook on you know, on shit. No. Yeah, this is a man and a woman. Now, gender does not matter here, but as it is, it shows up as a masculine energy here, who was very, very freedom loving, or they did whatever they were very, 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 very greedy here, right? And they should have known better, but they probably ghosted, put someone into this energy here where they were, well, they ghosted. They probably definitely did not give all the clear answers, right? So they put someone into their head, and this fosters this possible victim mentality if you are not mindful, right? It's a natural process. But someone here was very, 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 very greedy, and they hurt someone here. They brought a lot of drama into the situation. I sound as though I am shaming, but I'm just saying that someone's actions here, which you had no control over, contributed to it. But what you can control is how you respond to it, and that is this. All right, you know what? I don't have all the answers. Are you trying to dig up all the answers here, or are you gonna accept it and start working on yourself? For some of you here, well, this energy is, as we say here, is about learning from unrequited love, opening up your heart space. For someone here, as we can see here, she's sitting here, she's guarding herself, sitting on her toilet in the middle of chaos. I mean, she's like, no, I do not want to look at it. I don't want to. But you know what? Eventually the pain here will come. The loss will come here. It will wake you up, because there might be a tendency with something here, something happens that's not particularly nice, we decide not to want to face it. For instance, over here with the 9 of Wands, someone here has been, this would be this for this person who this is playing out for, right? This is what the energy about. I will look into how it plays out for those who may watch this, right? But this is the energy in that someone here might have, they were so determined on getting this energy here that brought a lot of drama, that they were just waiting around. And even though they were wounded, they were able to show a lot of resilience in that they could go through it. But it was about, were you doing it to get at someone here who was very greedy and put you in this position here? Did you allow yourself to be put on hold to the extent that it actually you got hurt in the process, right? Or did you use it? Yes, you got hurt in the process, but to learn from it. That's basically what I'm getting here. It's about being looking here, about being a bit of a joker here. Someone is about, now gender does not matter, but I see a woman here being at a crossroads. Because it's a past connection. The person here is very, very loyal to this connection here. But because there's a loyal heart at play here, so someone here is completely confused about what to do. Everything is an open question in regards to this past, but it is an opportunity here to work on yourself and to grow for this woman here. So she knows how to make better decisions here. And then we have the man here. That's interesting. I'm gonna throw that out as well. So, with the man here who's carrying a lot of on his back, man, woman, gender does not matter. I'm saying it because in the Norman we have gender, right? We have gender cards. When you're doing personal reading, it would make sense. In general reading is not really So you place the roles, okay? But in terms of this, we're dealing with someone here that brings up, they're very, very confused. This man here with a backpack here, could be a woman, is very, very confused, right? Because he's confused in the way he's communicating. He's not particularly, he has a very immature way of communicating. He's an immature man. Let's say it like that. He's an immature man, unless he's a child. This is, if you look at his core, this is him. Man, woman, this is him. Supposed to look like an adult, but shows up as a bloody child. So this is how immature this situation is, right? Immature communication. But then again, because he's confused, he communicates as an immature. But the woman here then becomes confused, and then she communicates as in immature ways as well. And this, it's just not really working here. But there's confusion surrounding all of this. And now there may even just be two women here included here as well, meaning third party situation. Yeah, something here is dwindling, something here, this is emotions here are becoming too heavy here. Someone here has been enjoying sex with no commitment here, and without knowing them, they brought on a lot of burdens here. They become a burden, and things are being, it's just, the sun is going down on this, right? Greed is taking over. This is basically what I'm getting as an energy related to this entire situation. How they have played out in your life, you take it as it resonates. It's similar to the Chariot energy, right? But now we are talking about being put on pause and learning to release. And doing so without shaming yourself or others. This is something that happens, or it happens. Cannot deny, especially in modern, this is in love. I see it all the time. In my live readings, people come and it's a common theme, guys. Right, so let's see, how is it playing out in your life? But the thing is, as you can see here, gives an opportunity here to spark something new, but not in this kind of way, where things are just non-committal and brings a lot of conflict here. There's no emotional support, there's no foresight in this. It's just fun, and it just doesn't really work out, I have to say. There's no serendipity, there's no peace here, right? TikTok, timing is in. The timing is in, time is in, the clock has, the bell has hit. So let's see here. Where are you in this situation, right now, in this current moment? Where are you in regards to this? Where are you in regards to this? Where are you in regards to this energy? The world. Catching. Huh? Applause, applause. You're done. Finito. No más. Hecho. It's over. Do we need to say any more? This is a chapter that's closing out. You're looking at things from a different perspective. You have learned your lessons. You are taking this opportunity here to work on it. You accept the loss. Catching, catching. I like it. Well, let's throw out some more. This is how it works. Good. Thank God. Now, are you sad? Of course you're sad. This is an ending here of someone that you used to see eye to eye with, right? Of course it's sad. Can't deny otherwise. But this is over. This is a cycle that you're closing out. Now, when you come out of this, does he look happy? I took off the autofocus, but I can tell you he's not. He's relieved, or he's not smiling. He's not happy. There's a relief. If you want a happy smile, you need to get the Six of Wands. It's not the world energy. World energy, Earth, Capricorn, Saturn. It is actually the Saturn energy. It's about restriction. It's a relief when you finally get a closure, when things are not all over the place. That's what Saturn does. It brings structure. It brings restriction. It brings closure, because it brings that, even though it's a feminine energy, it brings this masculine closure. Alright, this is what we have over potential and all of that. Yeah. throw it all out here, but if we cannot restrict it a little bit, it's just gonna float all over and nothing's gonna happen here, and we will keep staying stuck in the same fluid energy, which is water here, right? You can also look at this staff here as an ending, right? What are endings? Let's go a little bit philosophical here. Endings are similar to structure in that it takes something that is, all right, let me show you. Cup, now it's a bit dirty here, right? Let's look at my little great water here. Maybe not here. You see, the fluid here, if I were to just throw out this liquid, it would throw everywhere. There would be no structure. This glass keeps it in order. It brings this form, it brings depth to the fluidity. It brings this a certain energy, which you can also see. You see those ribbons there? They're about, all right, we need to bring enclosure. And therefore it is something that you can, now it becomes functional. If it's otherwise, it would be like, well, unless you want to have like a sticky table, because this is what, look, it's a grape soda, I guess. Well, it is delicious. So, you know, I wouldn't be able to, it would have a complete, well, yeah, it would be able to think outside the box. It would have a different purpose and all of that, which is also what suspension is about, right? It is Neptune, so it's all fluid. So it brings the ability to think outside the box, which is a beautiful energy. But, you know, he's caught by that little horseshoe there, which is luck. It's telling you, all right, so without you having at least a little bit of structure, you're going to float out, because you can't stay in this stage forever. If you like, you thinking outside the box. Or you're choosing to see what it is that you want to see, which is with the Two of Swords here, right? But right now, you are, the brave thing here in terms of this is that with this acceptance, which is what it's about here, right? It comes from having been wounded and waiting around for too long. Now comes this time here where you do a lot of studying. A lot of studying and figuring out what can you learn from this experience, and what you also then learn. Now we turn the snake into something beautiful. Then the snake here becomes a masculine energy, which is what that are putting boundaries around yourself, right? And removing yourself from drama. And also this becoming very, very individual and knowing what you want. But not to the extent that you want to hurt others, but just having a lot of resilience. Become resilient. And stars on your legs. Just figuring out it was here for these stars. So, what the hell is that? Is that a gremlin? Alright. Anywho. Right. But all of this enables you to move away from drama and move away from situations that are just not good for you. And I'm also seeing this energy of now speaking up, right? Removing yourself from drama, speaking up, or walking away in peace. I mean, if someone here, as I say, this is just my personal opinion, if someone here, let's say this is a ghosting situation here, or someone didn't give you a clear answer here, how can I say this? Unless you have like practical matters you need to sort out. I mean, let's be realistic. If there are practical things that need to be sorted out, you invest time and energy in that. But a lot of people waste a lot of time, personal opinion here, chasing answers from people who gave them no answers to begin with. I mean, do you really think you're gonna get that? No, they were a coward then, they're a coward. I mean, you just waste your time. But a lot of people seek that retribution. They need that clarity. But sometimes, here's the thing, sometimes we don't get the luxury of having all the answers. It's also the Two of Swords. And the Neptune here. Think outside the box, but don't fall into the fantasies. This should happen. What do I have I can work with so I can grow from this? Expand from this. And then start taking action here. Alright? So, what else do we have? This is where you are at, right? What are we at? 19 minutes in, that's fine, isn't it? Oh, so, what strengths do you have? I mean, how will this play out? What's the show me like immediate future for this energy here for you. Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant when you are at the end of it? Why is this relevant when you are at the end of it? Five of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. I would need a bit more, thank you. Yes, it's late. I've been doing a reading for what, 10 hours now. So I'm becoming more crazier than usual, let's say it like that. I'm crazier, not more crazy, that's not a phrase. I'm crazier than usual. Oh. What? Let's throw this out here. Oh no. Alright, there's a community here. I'm looking that one up, sorry. I don't want to get a precise message for that one. 8, number 8, what are you about, number 8? Belonging, being seen and understood by others and like-minded connections. And feeling you have a place in the world. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures. We need to know we are useful to our families and communities. Oh no. This is in a community where we need this important function and feeling as though I matter. Memberships in a group provides a sense of belonging. Alright, let's go. Christmas. This is a Christmas. Sorry. Give me a minute here. Yes. Okay. Now we get it. For some of you guys, this is the same energy. You know, when you go through all of this, some of you maybe, because the world here is an immature energy, right? You have matured from this. Matter of fact is, let's be honest, just the fact that we have social norms of ghosting and all breadcrumbing tells you that it's still not the social norm to be this mature. It has become, if you want to follow in line with the philosophical debate, or has been, alright, I'm gonna throw a little bit philosophy here, right? Political philosophy, whatever. It has been suggested that the world is stuck in infancy, in immaturity, and that people are, that's a way of saying that people are becoming dumber. It's a regression, but let's not go there. But you are now in the world energy, so you are mature energy. But if you find yourself in a community where these immature, because this is immaturity, right? I mean, poor communication, but just you define immaturity yourself. But in terms of if I were to work with this from a social scientific perspective, not that we're going there, but I would call this immaturity. In all cases, you will feel as an outsider here. This is something here, this is a life lesson, and what happens with life lessons, you rarely get a certificate. That's also, you know, he's not smiling. I said the Six of Wands was smiling if the Six of Wands was here, because Six of Wands is that of being recognized, right? This might be an achievement here you will not be recognized for. So you might feel a little bit alone here. But you are in a community. They may just be in a soul community here, right? In your heart. You might not find yourself surrounded physically by people who are like-minded here. And that brings about this little bit of a loss, and I don't know, you might find yourself having to deal with people who will be idiots, and I say it like that. I don't know, they have closed heart spaces, so if you come about, it's not about being like spiritual and saying hallelujah and all that. It's about, you know, let's just face it, the moment you speak up, the moment you say no, if you find yourself surrounded by idiots, it's a moment you will be bullied. And that is an energy here that sure, probably is something you should be working on here. For some of you, yeah, I also see you, when I said Christmas, is that some of you are going home to an environment where you might have been experiencing a lot of personal growth, and your family are still stuck in the same path. They may not have been faced with this challenge here, and they may not understand you. So there's an energy here where you know, you may be feeling as though you were silenced. pull upon the string, as there is no, you know, you have a community in your heart here. But it's important here because this feeling of loss. One thing is having feeling of loss here in terms of, you know, emotional loss, where there's been shaming, you interact with shame and conflict. Another thing here is that, you know, a physical loss of actually being on the outside, not feeling only on the outside, now being on the outside. And for some of you, there may even be a decision here that you will make in terms of following your heart. And there may be a little financial situation here that will be, you know, there will be a bit of a loss here. For some of you, you're also leaving behind certain communities here. Let's see here. You are in a transition of change, right? And we have here, this is the woman again. The woman who might have, she may come off as a challenge here. There is a woman here that's a challenge. She's faced with a challenge and she is a challenge, let's say like that. And that's because where you are here, you are faced with a significant change, be you the woman or not. There's just the thing, we have two very independent energy, right? We have fox and we have the snake, two very very strong and independent energy, very, very intelligent. So this is a very smart and intelligent woman here who is also a bit of a challenge. So if, let's say, you come here and you are going through a lot of transition here, this past energy, be it a woman or man, is someone, I recognize this as the Queen of Swords energy in reverse, which is someone here who's not, they're hurt themselves, right? There's some past conditioning here, and they are, you know, that energy of someone here throwing their shit onto, not shit, it's just they're just judgmental. They're judgmental. And it's because they might consider themselves to be very, very, very smart because they've been through a lot, but they lack the empathy to understand that everyone goes through a lot, alright? Just because you have a different set of hardships doesn't mean your hardship is less significant than, you know, the other person here, right? It's a very important, I would call it, lesson to pull upon whenever you start shaming others. I mean, or you start not shaming or shaming yourself. There are a lot. I mean, I was at a dinner table and someone was talking. No, never mind. But you know that you compare your hardship with the hardships of others, and just if they have a harder hardship, you start, maybe my hardship is not that bad. You know, yeah, it may not be the end. Maybe, you know, it may not be the same level of hardship. Like, for instance, someone having far worse prospects than you, but it doesn't diminish whatever it is that you're going through, is what I'm trying to say. Right? Shame is very, 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 very bad feeling. For instance, how can I explain this? It might be, for instance, a child here not getting a particular. Let's say that there was in order for them to be part of this community, part of the group, right? They needed to walk in a particular set of Adidas shoes, Nike shoes, whatever, you know, something particular. But they can't get it, so they're not part of the community. Now there's someone smart, someone older, like, I've been through worse hardships, I've been through, if you're talking like, you know, a grandpa at 90 years old, probably survived some wars there, I've been through this and that. Yeah, but there's a complete different context, complete different generation, complete different level of maturity as well. So it's a very shameful thing to do, to then shame a child for not, because they're feeling sad, they're feeling outside, because we all as humans have a need to belong, right? A need to belong to a community, and especially with our peers as well. With family and peers, it really depends on the context here, right? So for this child to be experiencing this, it's actually a shame. That's not particularly nice, and especially because at that level the child will not have the maturity to also understand it, so they will just incorporate it and think of themselves as shameful. You can see what happens when you have a lot of these experiences, right? Apparently this was a message for you, but I did see this tree, and it has a lot to do with spiritual growth. So this is how it will play out in the immediate future here. Oh my god, we have to finish up. I'm getting exhausted now. I've done a lot of readings today. Let's see here. Yeah. Higher power. Chop wood, take care of your daily chores, co-creating together. Okay. Let me see what was under the deck here of that energy. Some of you are starting something new, right? You're taking on something new. For some of you, it's actually this will be a significant energy in that you're closing out a chapter. You're starting something new, especially in your material world. You might be taking a material hit, and then you have to walk home to this energy here, where there's a bit of a judgment here. But the thing is, I really see is one of your strengths here is one thing is that you have the Empress, be a person who are on your side and advocate, or you have that within yourself, right? You can find a community here in that. Show me this little heart here. There is someone here who believes in you. If it's just your spirit, then it's just your spirit, alright? Let's see here. What are your strengths to pull upon in this case? The Three of Wands, the ability to have foresight. Now, you might be a little bit drained here. Because if you feel drained, it's because you've been working a lot on yourself. You have the ability to have foresight, but you have to. It's important that you nourish that Queen of Wands energy within you, not shame yourself. The Queen of Wands, she has the ability to bring things into the light, but she needs to trust herself. She needs to have that confidence. Does that come overnight? No, it comes by making peace with the past. Not in a way that's shameful, but like full radical acceptance and all that, and listen to your inner knowing and daring to accept yourself as you are, right? And yeah, there may also be there might be a person here who's just a bit of a prick, but you know, welcome Christmas. I mean, they list holidays events as major life. How can you say, they are triggers? Holiday events, going home to family, can be an emotional trigger. It's online of other like major life events. A bouquet. Which you might be cutting off here. Alright. Your strength here is your ability to bring compliments here when people are being idiots. Let me give you a little secret here that I use myself a lot. Whenever people try to dish me for the past, can't even remember when I started. More than a decade ago. I think I wasn't very old when I started doing this. Whenever people try to hand me give me an underhanded bitch slap, I would say I'll take that as a compliment. You can find your own strategies, right? It's just when you have the strength here as a bouquet, it's a little flattery. It's a little, hey there. Having that foresight, and also just daring to, or maybe you may even be receiving some kind of an invitation here. Let's see. Well, in all cases, your ability to also hand out or extend your positive energy. Because you are in this mature energy, so your strength here is also the ability to have foresight, to see, even if you are witness to this, guys. For some of you, this is something you may be witness to. Maybe this child's story, I don't know. But in that case, you can act as a mediator, because you have this inner knowing that, you know, the relationship between action and consequence. You know, an action taken here might come back 20 years later as a consequence, right? For instance, let's say the child here was shamed continuously by a person who was an idiot, right? Sorry, in the family. Now, this person might have done it because they had this poor empathy. It's not because they are nasty per se. It's just they had lacked that insight. But by you having foresight and insight, right? Because you have this intuitive knowing here, and you're able to look at things from a different perspective, you can like act as a mediator. That's an inner strength here. When you see someone here being on the outside, and you can hug them. That's another message for some of you that you might be witness to. So that's also. So most likely outcome, and then we are done. And we are done. Most likely outcome for this suspension energy. Why can I not trust you like that? Yeah. What is up with you, Queen, man? Queen is this Knight of Pentacle. Alright. Anywho, most likely outcome here. For some of you guys, this long reading is about sitting in front of a Christmas dinner and someone being a jerk, not jerk, you have to say it, right? It's just my words. I have a harsh word. You can take it or leave it. Make it softer. But yeah, the most likely outcome here is that you are at this end, right? Please be mindful here that you don't find yourself going back into this immature energy here, right? Be mindful that you dare to look towards the future, because this came out twisted here. So this is the Fool following the world. So it is a brand new beginning here, where you're walking away from conflict. But you might, to begin with here, before walk into a conflict, you may not have a choice, as indicated here, and then you can pull upon this strength here, that you don't have to participate. This energy here, someone who's conditioned by her past. She's the child that got all of these verbal insults, I want to say. She's gone into a survival mode. She's Venus in Aquarius, by the way. It's not, I'm going to say this, Venus in Aquarius is a particular energy. It's an energy of how can I say this, some people will call it being aloof. It's not. It's just the ability to not really take things that personal, not wanting to be a debater, but also knowing if it's in balance here, not to debate. All right, just she's been through it. She had some hurts, because she is someone who speaks up, right? And that might be what you'd have a tendency to do. You speak up, and then you get shamed from it. I'm not saying it's a good thing to keep quiet. It's just in general, but it's a good thing to know when to just save your energies and not even engage, and just, we have foresight here to see. All right, when will a compliment be the best solution right now, so I can avoid conflict? Show me more here, most likely outcome. A Joker is an open question. Okay, fine. There's a crossroad here. New beginning here. There's gonna be a crossroad. That was why it flipped out like that. There's something here. Yeah, I do see some kind of wealth being cut off a little bit. You're gonna be at a crossroad in terms of what are you then gonna do. Communication about which way do you want to go, where are you loyal to, and you might be cutting out something here. You used to be very loyal to a friend or just a particular energy here, but especially if it doesn't know how to communicate, you're just not dealing with it, right? Give me one more here. One last message. What can you expect? Well, that was what the underlying energy here was, right? That was the underlying. What can you expect? I will need all the cards. And then that's it. And we throw it Oracle. No, we don't. We already done. We're just gonna look into here what outcome is. Twisted it all up here. 37 minutes in. Are you mad? Here you go. What up with you, fish? Wealth. All right. A little bit confusion. Going home. The house. All right. And it's gonna feel like a bloody burden to go home, because it means that you're gonna go back to tradition, where it might be a very wealthy, especially if you come from a place where there are a lot of money, or just where quantity is far more important than quality, which I call a bullocks. But yeah, that kind of an energy here, right? And then maybe also come a quick communication in regards to wealth. Funny enough, there's a communication coming here, but it's a communication that comes it's a burdensome in communication regarding, again, quality over quantity. Someone here might be deciding to stay in this energy of they prefer, I don't know, maybe just they're superficial, let's say like that. Someone here might give a communication they prefer superficiality, and that would bring about this energy here of feeling outside, feeling not chosen, but you have it within you here. Those circumstances you cannot control, but what you can do is that you can then, what can you do? Leave it an open question. For some of you, maybe even just be an open question for spiritual growth. It may even just be a message here. No, it's not really. It's about going home. It's about tradition. What you can do is that you can use your cunning. You are, I mean, you're very curious. There's something here that you don't have all the answers to. In that case, you may go online. Well, I don't know. Don't start looking up someone here. Guys, if someone here is not answering it, please do not don't leave it in the past here. Light went out here. Don't start triggering yourself. I am not joking here. I'm getting a very bad warning sign here. It's like, do not distract yourself by looking up the answers to the confusion that you are experiencing, because it might not be something that you would like to know. All right. And by that, I mean, it's just an energy that would drain you. So if someone here leaves you hanging, you leave them hanging, right? You have it in your strength here to give a little communication, but if they do not respond to that, it tells you everything about them, right? Let it go. So that was that message. I will see you next time. Ciao.